Ferguson, Missouri had a better night last night. The protests were smaller and shorter. Attorney General Eric Holder went to Ferguson today to check on the federal investigation of the shooting death of Michael Brown, the unarmed black man killed by a white police officer, Darren Wilson. Vladimir Duthiers is there.
What do we want? Justice. Where we want it? Now.
Protests moved today to the courthouse where the grand jury began hearing evidence. But a decision on whether to charge Officer Darren Wilson in the death of Michael Brown may not be made until October. That grand jury consists of 12 county residents randomly selected last May. Its racial makeup has not been released. At least 2 witnesses say Brown was surrendering when he was shot 6 times. Police say Brown tried to grab Wilson's gun. Many here argue the county prosecutor, Bob McCullough, should be removed from the case. 5 members of his family worked for the St. Louis police, including his father, who was killed by a black suspect. But McCullough says he's the right prosecutor because of his father's death.
And what it did for me is, or to me, was made me I think, a fierce advocate for victims of violence.
The lack of trust is one of the reasons Attorney General Holder came here to meet with his investigators. 40 FBI agents are working on the case, but we're told it's unlikely the Justice Department would complete its probe before local authorities. Holder also met with Captain Ron Johnson, the highway patrol officer in charge of security here.
Going good.
All right.
It's going good.
Last night looked a little better, huh?
It did.
Things were slightly better last night. There were dozens of arrests, but there was no tear gas.
Now, Eric Holder began meeting with Michael Brown's parents just a short while ago, Scott, but they're going to have to be very patient. The federal investigation into the Trayvon Martin shooting is still ongoing, more than 2 years after that teenager was shot and killed by a neighborhood watch volunteer.
Vladimir, thanks very much.